A question I get asked a lot when I'm doing texture pack reviews is this texture pack compatible with Oreville Studios' Actions and Stuff texture pack? So I've decided to create a little series for the Daz Man Reacts YouTube channel where we're going to start compiling a list of what works and what doesn't. That's why we're going to be pairing texture packs with the Actions and Stuff texture pack, putting it in to the custom textures sub-pack setting and seeing which models work, which models might be broken, which animations work or are broken, and whether or not the 3D tools are working correctly too. If you enjoy this series, please do leave a like, drop a comment down below. Let me know, am I doing something wrong? Am I doing something right? Is there a specific texture pack that you would like to see paired with Actions and Stuff? Let me know down in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. To do this test, we'll be putting the Actions and Stuff texture pack into its custom textures sub pack. If you are using Actions and Stuff 1.4 or older, you will do it a slightly different way to the way I'm about to show you. But what we'll be doing is going into settings and changing the resolution to resolution 16x, which is the custom textures sub pack. If you are using Actions and Stuff 1.4 or older, you will need to put it into resolution 64x. This was switched at Actions and Stuff 1.5. Also for this test, we'll be making sure the Actions and Stuff texture pack is in slot number 2 on the active texture packs, with the texture pack that we're testing always in slot number 1. In today's video, we'll be testing this with 3 texture packs: the World of Cubes texture pack, the Better Default Textures texture pack, and of course, my favorite texture pack, Kingdoms. Alright then, so we are loading in with the World of Cubes texture pack. We're going to see if this is working with Actions and Stuff. And what we're going to be looking for are the models mostly. One of the main things about the World of Cubes texture pack is that the models are cubes. They are completely custom models, completely changed. And we know from past experience that Actions and Stuff usually has some trouble with custom models. So as we can see, we are in the world, and in terms of the texture pack, it's definitely taken over from Actions and Stuff. We've got the cubic clouds, the bright colors, we have a lot going on. And so we're going to start by looking at the mobs, and we're going to make 3 passes here. So immediately we can see it's broken in 2 different ways. Firstly, the chicken models, they're not working. The custom models of the cubes have not loaded in, and also the Spring to Life update has not been caught because the cows are default. We've got the charming, cute pigs going around. This is what you would expect from World of Cubes, with a very fast bounce. But unfortunately, the models for practically everything have been broken, whether they're not loading correctly or they are missing actual parts. So we can very quickly see that this is not something that works. The mushrooms, for instance, don't even load. We've got tons of missing textures, loaded wrong textures. This pack definitely does not work with Actions and Stuff when it comes to the mobs. And the reason why I've chosen this as the first pack is because this is the pack I get the most comments on, telling me to load it with Actions and Stuff in a specific setting and telling me to load it with World of Cubes in number 1. Some could say that this is even the texture pack that was the inspiration of this video. As we can see, the witches are working fine though. They're really cool. I like those. But pretty much everything else doesn't work. So far, we're firing with 2 mobs working correctly. Just the pigs and just the witches. Literally nothing else. The skeleton, they're not even skeletons. The spiders looking like skeletons in both cases. The creepers, actually. These are creepers, right? No, they're zombies. They're not even creepers. The zombies don't work. What are you supposed to be? The husks don't work. Yeah, look. The slimes work, so 3 mobs are working fine. We've got blazes. We've got breezes. Phantoms. The ghast potentially working. It looks like a cube. We do also have a happy ghast. These guys like to kill themselves. Oh, he's already gone. No, he hasn't been updated. The creaking hasn't been updated. Magma cubes were already cubes, so I expect those to work. And we can see they are not looking like the magma block, which is my pet peeve. Striders. Oh, Striders look like they're working. So what's that? 4 unexpected mobs working correctly. The Guardians, no, they've got broken tails. And the Elder Guardians have also kind of imploded on themselves there too. So yeah, that's not working either. We can also check. We've got Piglins. They work somewhat, and they'll be changing into a zombified Piglin. The Hoglin works as well. So the pig variants seem to be working. The pig families all seem to be working. And if we last long enough, they should turn into zombified, which don't work. The zombified Piglins don't work. The zombified Hoglins do work. Hey, let him change. Let him change. And the zombified Piglin still doesn't work. Fair dues. And then if we go in, because we're going to finish off and see if everything doesn't work. We're not just going to look at a few things. We're going to check everything. So we're in the end. As you can see what the end looks like here. We've got the Warden. Doesn't work. We've also got a Wither that we can spawn in. 1, 2, 3, and 4 with the Wither. That doesn't look like that works either. No, that's not working. The textures are definitely not working correctly there. And then if we pop over here, the Ender Dragon hasn't worked either, as this is getting really loud in my ears. So about 6 or 7 models, are actually working. The rest, unfortunately, are not. If we come over here, let me just put these back there. If we come over here, we can see what the animations look like with the tools in our hands. So if we go into first person, hey, what am I wearing? Excuse me, thank you. We can see switching the weapons. They do work. They're working fine. Using the weapons, so the sword, yeah, that's working fine. The axe animation, that doesn't feel like that's right, but I could be wrong. The pickaxe, that's working. The shovel, yeah, that's correct. And then the hoe, yeah, that's correct as well. We've got a bow, a crossbow, and an arrow. Go into here, we've got the drawback. The crossbow looking quite big in my hand with the drawback. And it also does the drawback in first person too. We've then got the trident and the mace. So the trident, we've got a good stab. We've also got the hand over the top and the throw. And then the mace, if we go up here and we drop, I mean, it kind of looks like it. I don't use a mace, to be fair. So that's what it looks like to use a mace. It does hold it in a custom way. The trident as well has that custom maneuvers. We've got a shield here. We can go into this. Seems to be working fine. Not a problem. And then we can check the armors. So before we put them on, this is how the armors look in World of Cubes. Very plain, good colors. They look like they're fine. And if we wear them, helmet, chest plate, pickaxe, shovel, boots even. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. If we wear it, they look weird on us. In all honesty, that does look very, very weird on us. And if we get an enchanted one, 2, and that one there, switch these over. They look very weird on us, but I do believe that is as intended. So I think I can quite calmly say the World of Cubes texture pack does not even remotely work with actions and stuff. Let's see what better default textures looks like. So we're loading into the Better Default Textures 2.1 texture pack with actions and stuff. And the Better Default Textures, I've kept it at its standard default generic sub pack. So whichever one is on the right hand side in the settings is what we're looking at. And this texture pack, you can see immediately, we've got the variation on the grass. The texture pack has taken over, which is good. And also, I'm not going to be able to tell if this has been updated for Spring to Life because textures in this texture pack are very close to vanilla in general. But one thing I think I can tell you with some very good confidence is that this pack is working with actions and stuff. We've got those subtle animations that you get from ANS with the idle animations just bringing a little bit more life to the world. And we can see that the models are all working fine too, which is good. I'm very happy to see that we've got a pack that works. The general rule is if a texture pack uses custom models, then it's not going to work, which we saw in the World of Cubes segment. They used the custom models and a lot of the time it just was not working. But here we can quite clearly see the models are working fine. Even if we get down here and we just check out the fish really quickly. And I think that this we can quite frankly say it works. It's going to be one of those things in this series where we're going to be able to tell very quickly what does and what doesn't work. Because the models are very obviously something that just does it. Like you can tell straight away whether or not it's working, whether or not it's broken. You can tell straight away when textures are not overlaid properly either. So World of Cubes was a very easy one to tell that it doesn't work. This a little bit more difficult because of how close it is to vanilla, but we at least can see that the models are working fine. And then the creeper is a very good giveaway of the fact that this is working. Slimes, unfortunately, are invisible, and I don't know if this is an actions and stuff problem or a Better Default Textures problem, because when I was setting up the world, the slimes were invisible before I had Better Default Textures added to it. So yeah, I don't know if actions and stuff may be broken at the moment with slimes, but the majority at the moment, 99.9% of everything seems to be working okay, and I'm happy with that. Very happy with that. The Ghast, for some reason, always decides he wants to kill himself in there. I don't know why, but that's why we have spawn eggs. And we can check the Happy Ghast as well, which I think will just be vanilla, because I don't think this has had time to update. Yeah, that's just vanilla. That isn't even Better Default. That's just vanilla. We've got the creaking here as well, working fine. The magma block working fine. Also, doesn't look like the magma cube, so my pet peeve continues. The striders working fine. The Guardians looking correct, and the Elder Guardians looking correct too. So yeah, we can definitely tick this down. Unless something crazy happens with the bosses, we can definitely tick this down as being something that works. Let's pop these through, and I think we'll do the Hoglin last because he seems to want to attack people. So these guys, yep, they're working fine. We can see those custom holding animations working fine too. Wait for this zombified piglin to become. Yeah, you can see as well from the walk. Actions and stuff is really good in how it adds so much life. I like that. That's cool. Somewhere up here is our trip to the end, where we'll see the bosses. Looks like the Wither is in a fight. Whoa, hello. It's all going on down here. Right, so the Warden is working fine. The Wither is working fine. We're just randomly reporting on World War Minecraft here, so that's cool. One thing we don't have here is the Enderman, so we need to get an Enderman out here. I didn't bother with the World of Cubes because it was already so broken, but there's an Enderman working correctly too. And then if we come over here, we should have a dragon. There we go. Better Default, bright colors, model working fine. Very, very good. With that custom animation as well. We like that. So let's head over and have a look at the tools then. We're going to start with the sword, the axe, the pickaxe, the shovel, and the hoe. Thank you. So let's go. I've just realized I've been invisible that whole time. There we go. So in first person, the animations are working fine. Same in third person. Same there on the axe, the pickaxe, the shovel, and the hoe. If we go into first person. Okay, so the axe seems to be working here. Definitely didn't seem to be working in World of Cubes. The pickaxe, we've got that change of direction. The shovel as well is working fine. And then the hoe working fine too. Over here then to the bow, the crossbow, and the arrow. First person, we've got that drawback, and then obviously the arrow is just the arrow. First person, we've got the drawback working fine, and we've got those little particle effects happening too. Very good. Trident and mace. So with the mace, I'm going to bow to you guys on this one. I still do not use it. The trident, yeah, that's custom. I'm going to see if we can throw it. Custom as well. Same again. Good model of the trident there too. The mace more default in style. The shield, pop down here, comes in front of us like that. Fine. Looks fine, doesn't it? Yeah, that's good to know. And then we'll go for the armors as well. So when I'm wearing them, looks fine, hugs the body correctly. Very good. Let's see what the enchanted glow looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4. All of these have mending on. Subtle glow, not too bad. And then we can just see the armors here as well. So you can see how they look. So I think this is a complete 180 of World of Cubes, where we could say quite definitively that World of Cubes did not work. I think we can say quite definitively that the better default textures does work. Let's head over to my favorite texture pack, Kingdoms. I'm going to assume it doesn't work. And so for our last feature in this video, we are pairing Actions and Stuff 1.5 with Kingdoms. This is notoriously my favorite texture pack in all of Minecraft Bedrock. So will it work? And like I said, I didn't think it would. So the texture pack does activate, it does take over here, but immediately you see issues with the models. So we've got mostly invisible models, but chickens, for instance, get this weird purpley block. Cows don't register properly. Pigs are invisible, but for the purple block. Sheep are fine, so maybe it's just a spring to life thing. These three notoriously issues with spring to life, but sheep are working fine. Hold on. Oh no, wolves don't work. Panda, no, there's polar bears. Polar bears don't work. Ocelots don't work. Cats don't work. These mushrooms are invisible, so we can immediately say that this does not work, which is such a shame because so many of the models in this pack are amazing. There is so much detail in Kingdoms, and I know that this is a pack that a lot of people would love to see custom animations for. I have no idea what would be needed to make it work. How would it be? Is it something on the Actions and Stuff side that would need to change to use custom models? Is it something on the Kingdom side of things to be able to be read by Actions and Stuff? I have absolutely no idea. But even the fish in a lot of places do not seem to work. Puffer fish, salmon, gonna keep on going through here. Squids, so many of the models are just so awesome. No compatibility really here though, I'm afraid. There are more broken than working. And even simple models like a parrot, which you wouldn't expect to be too crazy, has elements broken, not loading in. The wasps, well, the bees look like wasps in this pack. They seem to work fine. Bats are humongous. Frogs bounce around with broken textures. The witches, yeah, I mean, when it works really well, but unfortunately it's just broken in too many places at too much times for it to really affect immersion, in my opinion, and that pains me to say. And then it crashes. So I don't really think we need to go much further on that. It doesn't work, unfortunately. Now I'm going to be compiling these 3 packs into a list, and this list will grow with every video that we do. You can find that list on my brand new blogging site. It's dazmanblogs.blogspot.com. The link will be in the description. From that, you can get to the Actions and Stuff compatibility list, which will slowly grow. You will see texture pack name, you will see a simple yes or no, a link to the video that it's featured in, and the date it was last tested. so we can update it and so people can know if it's potentially outdated or not. So make sure you go and check that out, link down in the description. If you enjoyed today's video, please do leave a like, drop a comment, let me know. And if you're new to the channel, this is the Daz Man Reacts channel, not the main channel, so do check if you are new. If you are unsubscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. We're not gonna muck around. We're not on the road to 400 subscribers, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers and beyond. Help us today, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next episode of this series. Peace!